Father, I come on my knees. Please forgive me. Broken and weak, Father, I seek your love and mercy. You've shaken and stirred my heart and my soul. I'm forgiven and whole. Your word is my guide, transformed by your light. You're by my side, you've given me sight.
Let's look at verse 3. Assyria shall not save us. Remember last week when they were talking about escaping to Assyria and Egypt, Assyria and Egypt were going to save them. And God is waiting for them to say, Assyria cannot save us. We will not ride on horses. All right, in the Bible, the term horses always represents power. We want to ride on power. We want to get what we want, and we want to do it our way. But it says in Psalms 20, verse 7, some trust in chariots. Some, did you? The Lord gave that to you, Kay. He gave it to me too when I read that. Some trust in horses. What's the rest of it? But we will trust in the name of our Lord our God. God works through people. It's not like He's just going to drop stuff down on us. But He does put us in the paths of different people to show us favor in different ways. But every good and perfect gift is from God Himself. So verse 3 goes on and it says, nor will we say anymore to the work of our hands, you are our gods. Do you remember they were making things out of stone and worshiping them? Imagine making something with your hands like clay. If I handed every single one of you a little ball of clay and you formed a figure and then you got on your knees and you began to worship that. I mean, how absurd is that? And God is the creator. He gives us clay to make things. We take what He's given us, and it might not be clay. It isn't for us. It might be the internet. That might be our clay. It's a gift God has given for us to use for His glory. But we take it and we worship that thing.
Idolize it.
We idolize it. We turn it into an idol. It's us taking the created thing and worshiping that instead of the Creator God. And God is reminding them of this again. Verse 4, He says, I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely. Now, I won the prize at Bethany's Shower. They drew my ticket out, and I won this awesome prize. And I took it. It was a prize. It was free. I took it. I didn't say to Bethany or to your sister Sarah, well, let me pay for this. How much did it cost? I mean, wouldn't that have been an insult to Sarah? And there's that word freely right there. I will love them freely. That means we don't have to do anything. God loves us because He is love, not because we've done anything to deserve His love. And again, it takes us back to Ephesians 2, 8 and 9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God. There's that word gift again. It's the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. And it ties in so well with Hosea 14:4. God saw that the people of Israel were bent on backsliding. Are we not ourselves bent on backsliding?
Pretty much.
But the neat thing about that verse, if you go back and look, it's again verse 4, it says, I will heal their backsliding. What do you notice about that? I will heal their backsliding. It's like he's treating backsliddenness, can I say that word,
Like
as a disease.
Yeah.
God has mercy on us even when we do wrong. You know that hymn that says, prone to wander? He takes pity on us
Yes,
because
I like
he knows
this.
that we are prone to wander. And he's always standing there, and all we have to do is say, Lord, I have sinned. Thank you that you sent your only son to take that punishment that I deserve. He says, I will heal. He doesn't say, well, I'll think about healing it, or I'll try to heal it, or maybe I'll heal it, or I might heal. I will heal. So come to God in your backsliding. Is there anyone here who's backsliding? You don't have to answer that.
Every day.
The thing of it is, we need to question ourselves because we all can do it. And he will heal us. If we even feel ourselves drifting in the slightest, we come back to him and say, Lord, I'm drifting. Pull me back. And he will. But think about some symptoms of backsliding. Can you just shout out a few to me?
Isolation.
Ah, that's a good one. It's true. Yeah, we think of backsliding as gross sin, but when we pull back and we want to stop spending time with other believers, that's a sign that there's probably something, and that is the time we need to be with them, but it's not, it's true. It's happened to me. And you just think, I just don't want to be, but that's where you need to be. If you're going to be better, get better. And the enemy doesn't want that. He wants us to isolate ourselves, doesn't he? What else? Apathy. See, and it's not a blatant sin either, is it?
What's that?
Busyness. Oh, that's the best and easiest. You know, I heard a saying once that said, if Satan can't get us to sin, he'll get us to be busy. And because then we can feel good about ourselves. Oh, I'm busy. I'm accomplishing things. And Satan's going, yeah, keep it up. And God is just saying, no, sit with me. Come, sit at my feet, like Mary. It's not always obvious, is it, to other people? When you see a tree that's blown over in a windstorm, first thing we think is, oh, well, that tree blew over in the windstorm. Look at that. And yet, I wonder why all those other trees are standing. Well, that's really odd. But we don't know, and what we don't see is that there have been beetles inside that tree eating away at it for years, weakening it from the inside. We don't see that. It's because there's something there that doesn't meet the eye, and it's subtle, and it can happen inside of us. Think about the proverbial frog in the pot of water. You know the story. Who can tell it?
You put a frog in a pan of water and you put it, the temperature, you heat it up slowly, so the frog boils to death and it doesn't even know it because it's so slow.
Right.
And that's just like sin. It happens subtly. The enemy is conniving.
Poor Legia.
I know.
She's worried about the frog.
Oh.
Dang, someone got to figure that out.
Slow fade, yes. Those lyrics go right along with that. Slow fade. If you guys know how to look up songs on YouTube, I would recommend that you do look that one up. I don't remember. But if you put that frog in the boiling water, you know what it's going to do?
Jump out.
Yeah, it's going to jump right out. It's not going to sit there. But if you just turn it up gradually, and that's what happens to us. First, Satan gets us to be, what did you say, Dory? Isolated. Then he keeps us busy. He gives us pickles to can.
Is it sample time?
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
I do have some. Do you want some?
Yeah.
I'll pass them around. Well, she's expecting a baby. That's the only reason. Who else wants pickles besides Beth?